I mean, the situation here in South Africa has been changing over the last 2 months or so. So first of all, it started with obviously some information coming in about infections elsewhere and the fact that it might spread to sub-Saharan Africa. And then we started having a few cases that were suspected cases of COVID-19. Those cases were confirmed. And then the numbers kind of started going up quite rapidly. So the South African government decided to, at first there was a bit of restriction of movement, so aeroplanes were prohibited from flying into South Africa. And then all of a sudden they decided that it was going to be a lockdown. So the South African president ordered a lockdown, which meant that everybody had to stay at home. Even before the lockdown was announced, we had been in some kind of discussions and had decided to suspend some studies. And so when the lockdown was announced, all that it did was actually accelerate what we had already been doing. But obviously this has really impacted our work because we have had to suspend all studies other than those that are directly related to COVID-19. We have some studies that we are planning, and we wrote them and submitted them for ethics review very quickly. And these ones have to do with surveillance of COVID-19 cases within the area in which we operate. But also we are planning some mechanistic studies in order to understand better the presentation of this disease and how it might particularly affect HIV-infected and TB-infected people. We have a very unique sort of situation here in South Africa because we have a very high HIV burden and very high TB burden, and we know, or we think that people with HIV or TB might be at increased risk of either disease acquisition or more severe disease presentation. We don't know that for sure, but we are in a unique position to address that particular question. So this is something that we would like to really address. Of course, we also know that so far here in sub-Saharan Africa, the cases haven't been as many as reported in, for example, in Europe. So we're also interested in knowing, trying to find out why that is the case. Whether is it just a matter of time, or whether there is something different about the way the disease presents here. And all these are questions that we can help address. Although I'm mostly been working from home, I've also been very much in contact with colleagues, trying to prepare for the work that we are planning to do around the virus. So it's a very different way of doing things and working, but we are all very happy to sort of contribute in a small way that we can to this major epidemic, and we hope that things can go back to normal as quickly as possible.